Welcome to Policing TV. I'm absolutely delighted to welcome Terry Hillier here today, who is going to tell us about Safe2Open, something, Terry, that you came up with the idea for not all that long ago, and then have taken to a position where it's active and running. So why don't you start, please, by telling us about Safe2Open, what it is, and what it is that you've done to progress the idea so far.
Okay, thank you, Bernard. Yeah, Safe2Open, a relatively new idea, was born out of two scenarios for me. Firstly, about 2 or 3 years ago, a good friend of mine passed away, and he was a firearms owner. And his son phoned me at Alec one day. The police were coming around to his property to collect the firearms, and he didn't know where the keys were. I responded with the fact that that was the case. It should be the case. You should know where they are. He ended up spending £600 under police supervision, having his safes opened by a locksmith. So that was an immediate cost that they didn't really have to bear. The second part of the reason why this came around is, again, about a year ago, I applied for my own Section 1 firearms license. And during the interview process, the issuing officer stressed on a number of occasions that I shouldn't divulge the codes or indeed the key whereabouts for any of my safes to anyone, not even my wife, my children, and that they would look after it in the event of anything happening to it. So, combining the two, I came up with this idea of how do we not breach the conditions of our license, and how do we satisfy and serve the police in terms of quick access to somebody's firearms. So that's essentially how Safe2Open came around. It's an online encrypted security system that records safe locations, combinations, key locations. And it doesn't take any personal information. It's the key element here. One of the key issues we've experienced when talking with the police and firearm officers was, what data do you collect and how secure is it? So they're the two main things we have to overcome.
You've been discussing this with police, I believe, and you've made some progress on that.
Yeah, so the initial idea was to obviously build the site, to proof it, get it checked, get it tested. Then we thought the first protocol would be to send an invite to all the regional firearms issuing officers around the country, which we did, which is readily available information. And we sent the emails accordingly, and people had a look. This obviously spurred some sort of interest and perhaps concerning questions, who we were, what it's all about. The emails managed to get themselves up to the chief superintendent of the firearms issuing department, who reached out to us and asked for a Zoom call. We spoke to him, we went into some great detail, talked through the site, asked for feedback, looked at the various questions, and as I mentioned before, I mean, the two real ones were, what data do you hold and how secure is that data? So we'll touch on that a bit later, but I mean, the first part of the question was, how do the police currently sort of address the situation when they go into a house where there's a safe they can't open? As I mentioned before, they either call a locksmith out, which incurs a fair bit of cash up front for a call out and indeed per safe, or they'll bring out their own individuals with circular saws, rainbow grinders to cut through the appropriate safes. Sadly, these certainly the circular saw situation results in the safe being completely destroyed. Something nobody wants to happen, certainly when they're around about £1,500 to X thousand pounds per safe. Also in the process, it's been known that firearms themselves have been damaged whilst opening the safe, and some firearms to be very, very expensive. So there is a possibility there for the authorities to be sued and potentially persecuted for the cost of these guns. So this worked out to be an ideal solution really for all parties, in so much as it's very reasonably priced for the individual, nowhere near the cost of a safe cracker or replacing a safe. It's free to the police. It's very quick and easy for them to use. It allows the individual to remain within the confines of their license and within the law by not divulging information. And yet everything can be done fairly quickly and easily without any hassle, I think. So we've obviously gone to all the standard security measures such as secure websites, encrypted data, multi-factor authentication, and we're currently at the moment, our programmers are looking at the Bitcoin style blockchain security, which dispenses loads of pieces of information across the internet and is very, very hard to hack in terms of knowing where they all are to put it back in so they can receive them. So that said and done is probably as far as we can go at this moment in time. But as well as these hackers and software generally is becoming more and more sophisticated and more hard to defend and indeed crack. So it's one of those things you just keep up with as you go on. In terms of the data we actually take, our view is that we only take two pieces of information. We take a firearm certificate or a shotgun certificate number. I'll just refer to it as a certificate number from going forward. And the location of a safe or where the keys are or the combination. So should you be lucky enough to hack into this system, you'll have a license number, certificate number, which means absolutely nothing to you, and a location of a safe or a combination of a safe, which again means nothing to you. The stage then for the police is they have access to the National Firearms Database. They would then key in the relevant certificate number into their system, which would then bring up the name, the address, the location, the number of guns, and so on and so forth. So essentially, we're offering that final piece of the puzzle. You look on your own system first, and then you look on ours. So you should be armed then with two pieces of information. You go to the individual's house, knowing where the safes are, what guns you're likely to expect, and how to open those safes.
So let's just run through that again for clarity. The information that the individual, the firearms owner, registers or stores with you is the firearms license number, and is it also the details to access that firearms safe rather than the location? Because the police will have the details of where that firearms number, the location of that safe. So it's the firearms number and the access to it that, in the absence of the location, anybody hacking into the system would find absolutely useless. Is that correct?
Pretty much that's correct. Yeah, you get to put your license number in, and then you will be issued with Safe 1. You can name Safe 1 what you want to. That could be bedroom, bathroom, kitchen, whatever. And then it would say, is this a combination or a key safe or both? And then you can put the various details in under that. And then you go on to Safe 2 if you're lucky enough to have Safe 2 and 3 and 4. And that's it.
And so from part of the reason that we're putting this on Policing TV then is less the benefit to the firearms owner, which, as an aside, is potentially considerable to their loved ones, much less trauma, no damage, much less likely damage to any firearms, whether of sentimental value or simply of value. No need to contact a safe breaker in order to break in to the safes. So, but to the police, the benefit is considerable in that they have a reliable way of getting into that safe in circumstances that they themselves have established. and to do so in a way that doesn't cause any damage to the safe, nor indeed to the firearm, for which the bereaved of the firearms owner, if that's the circumstances we're talking about, might actually take up with the police, have a case against them in terms of the damage that may be caused. So there seems to be very considerable benefit all round. Is there anything I've missed in that? Any further downsides, Terry, that uh, that we've not missed? Any further benefits that have not been described so far?
Um, I certainly don't think so. I mean, the hassle factor is also one. They don't need to logistically sort out safe openers or crackers as well. It's quick recovery. Like I say, there's no stress to the firearms owner or their relatives. So
And
yeah,
no cost to police. The cost, um, which is small relative to the cost of bringing in a safe cracker, is small to the firearms owner. A responsible firearms owner and license holder would wish, one would imagine, to make those details available in a responsible manner and not
yeah.
pass them on against the terms of the license to anybody else. So it does seem win-win here. So what are the obstacles that you currently face in terms of taking this what appears to be an excellent initiative forward?
Um, well, again, it's coverage, it's national coverage. Our view was to get the police on side to say that this is a real benefit to you all around. There's no real downsides here, providing we can back up the security and everything, which hopefully we've sorted. It's a plus to everyone. The key now is to roll this out to the masses, to the relevant associations, the gun clubs, and
So
indeed insurers.
okay, so what you're looking for from this video on policing TV is awareness amongst the policing community. We'll make sure that there are mechanisms by which those in policing can get in touch with you, Terry, for further information on this. Also, awareness indirectly for gun clubs and for insurers. Um, is this just a UK initiative?
UK initially, yes, but this has uses all around the world, and not specifically for guns, or firearms of any sort. High valued objects, places where people want to store stuff, or that perhaps solicitors hold the keys to various things in the event of dying or anything like that. This could also act in that capacity. So there's a number of uses, but certainly with regards to insurers, we looked at it from that angle as well. That the actual cost of paying something out to be damaged guns from insurance point of view, this is a massive positive to these people. So mitigating claims, everything on and over. We're in talks with a couple of insurers at the moment to see if we can get some traction with them as well. So yeah.
Okay. Terry Hillier of Safe2Open.net. Thank you very much indeed for your time.
Thank you, Bernard.
Pleasure.